guys, and welcome back to the Real Play Podcast. This is Ebony,
And this is Ciera.
and we got a different episode, not different episode for you today. We're gonna talk about reshaping your life after 30. I don't know if a lot of our listeners have hit 30. Hopefully, you're over 30. If not, stay tuned and listen. You can learn something. If you
It's
are
coming.
over 30, maybe you can relate to something that we're going to say in this episode because life definitely hits different after 30.
Mm-hmm. I want to say the main thing that hits different is your metabolism. I know the articles came out and was like, age doesn't affect metabolism. I've been seeing those all week. My Google stuff will pop up. I'm like, you a lie. Because I felt it. Like, it was like right after 30, you just got fat. Your knees started hurting more. Your back started hurting. I'm like,
Listen, I do not have knees like Megan. I'm telling you. I don't know how. She's still 28, 20 in her 20s. That's why she got the knees. Wait till after 30.
Yeah. It all just, it goes downhill after that. But 30 is the new, no, 40 is the new 30. And like, they're just trying to say, you older and you just still got that youthfulness about you. So,
Okay.
we'll see.
Metabolism does slow down, though. Got to start
Scientifically
working
not.
out.
They say it doesn't. But I think somebody paid some people for that to be like what they come up with the conclusion. Because that's scientifically they're saying it doesn't slow down. And I'm like, that is a lie. They say it doesn't slow down as you age. Um, it doesn't slow down. It may slow down as you age because of your habits are different, not because of your age.
I can see that. No. Wait. Because in high school, I was more active, like cheerleading, other stuff, definitely more active in college. I mean, you walked a lot. You were never like sitting in one place for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
You get more sedative as you're older. I can see that.
Yeah. So I mean, it makes sense, but people have been thinking all these years that when you get older, it's just naturally going to slow down regardless of your activity level. So just know you're going to get your waist is going to get a little bigger, your belly going to have a little extra cushion. But that apparently is not the case. If you take care of yourself, it's not going to change.
I think for women it's a little different because our bodies is like trying to prepare for motherhood all the time. And so I think that, we do tend to gain weight in certain areas because our body is like, you should have a kid soon. You really should have a kid now. It's time for you to have a kid. You're knocking on for it. Like, so I think that that's a reason why we tend to gain weight a little bit more too. Hormones.
Yeah, the hormones definitely have something to do with it. Yeah. But if you want to read the articles, there's plenty that have been popping up on my phone from like the CDC and stuff like that. So just Google metabolism and age and you'll get plenty of them because it's a newfound study result. So like it's really been trending on my
Is it
phone.
within the last like 10 years or so?
Yeah, like
Okay.
this I started getting the messages like within the last 2 weeks.
Oh no, I mean like
So
the article, like the
the
published. Yeah.
yes, the articles have come out within the last 2 weeks because the results are now coming. I don't know if how I didn't read how long the study was going on, but it's a newfound fact that metabolism as of 2021 this summer is not affected by your age, simply just your age.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm sure for the rest of our lives we're just going to look at it as though it is because that's how we were raised, that's how our parents were raised. Like we all look at it like you get older it's just going to slow down, it doesn't matter what you do. But then you see those 60, 70, 80-year-old women who are bodybuilders and like, but they got it together, so what are they
Right.
doing? Probably not eating meat, probably not eating dairy, probably having a really strict diet of no carbs.
Listen, low key, I follow like older women who are like fit. I love like when they have the whitish gray hair. It has to be
Mhm,
like all white. Um,
mhm.
And a lot of times they are vegan and working out and
Hmm.
living in like a healthy lifestyle. Got to get there, I guess. I guess.
Yeah, and we hear this stuff, we're like, oh, that
Sounds
makes so
great.
much sense. We should do that, but then nobody does it. Like, I'm not about to be vegan.
Vegan
I'm
is
not
too
gonna do
far
that.
for me.
Right.
I like
I'm not.
honey
You like honey? I like cheese. So,
and cheese.
and
So
there's products and everything. Like, you gotta, if you're gonna go all the way vegan, like there's different wines you can only drink, and I already use the vegan butter, so that doesn't bother me. But
yeah,
there's
it tastes the same for the
there,
most part.
yeah, but like you can't just go to the store and get a loaf of bread because it's got eggs and butter in it. So it's like it's too much work. So I'm gonna keep my pescatarian life going.
Yeah, vegetarian, pescatarian. That's far enough for me. I mean, it's
Hmm.
already hard enough to try to like sift through what I can and cannot eat in places. I don't have time for vegan
Right,
is too far.
right. But as we said, as we get older, things start to change. You get to 30 and your knees start hurting, and your 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 dreams may have changed because what you thought you were going to do by 30, you may or may not have done by 30. If you haven't listened to our last episode, we talked about friendships and friends. You may have friends that you had in elementary school and high school, college, fresh into the workforce, and you get to 30 and you're like looking back and I'm like, wait, they're not moving in the same direction that I'm moving, or you know they're they're not complimenting my life in the way that I would have wanted them to compliment. So maybe at 30, you might need to start looking around and saying, hey, I might need some new friends, or I might need to try new things and start living my life a different way. So, Ebony, when you turned 30, like what did you do on your 30th birthday?
Oh, this will be fun. So let me go back a little bit. Right at like 29, 28. I think I had just moved to Atlanta a couple of years prior, and right before 30, I was literally freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I'm turning 30. And I don't know, I think it's the number that scared me. Like it wasn't anything else because I'm like, okay, I'm about to be a real adult, like a real, like I can't, I gotta actually, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, change my ways in some way and like actually be an adult, and I can't use like I'm young as an excuse. Not that I was doing anything crazy,
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't. But so on my 30th birthday, I actually went to, I want to say Tulum, Cancun, and I had planned a trip with a whole bunch of friends, everybody back out. And so actually me and my best friend went on this trip, and it was liberating for me because one, we did a lot of things that I hadn't done or wanted to do and never did. So I went ziplining, I went
Mm-hmm.
parasailing, I went swimming with the dolphins. I had been talking about that for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got a massage on the beach. And I just wanted to like be present. And I also focused on things that I really I need to implement some of the things that I was saying at that moment, because one of the things is working so hard, right? It's like, what am I gaining for all the hours and time that I put into work and not actually having fun? And
Mm-hmm.
so I wanted to come back from that trip being more present. And that's the thing that I really was conscious of. And so funny, I'm 33 and I'm still trying to implement like actually being present and living in now. Because I think that's important.
You was way before your time because when I turned 30, I wasn't thinking about no be present
I
or
was.
what was my job, how it was draining me. Like I wouldn't think about none of that at all. Like I was still in my good
Classic Ebony.
my wild years. Um but yeah, I was just living life. And so I was like,
I was just living
you over here focusing on like the
life.
future. I was like, yes, what are we doing next weekend? Like, I think I want to say Rihanna's song, Cheers to the freaking weekend. That song, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that was
okay.
out when I was turning 30. I feel like if it wasn't when I was 30, it was right around that time. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was every weekend. That was my song. Like, okay, what we gonna do? Yeah, I wasn't thinking like as an adult. I mean, I was an adult. I had a full blown like real job, real apartment, real bills. But I don't know. I like how you was like, I had a massage on the beach, and I focused
You know,
on what the future will bring and how I need to be
I
present.
soaked up. Listen,
I was
I
not like
have been a workaholic though. You have to know, like I would same class of Ebony. Don't take time off of work. Was a real workaholic, but I also lived in college. Right, I went out. I had fun. I did all the things that, not all the things, not all the things. I did things that typical college students would do. So by the time I got out of college, I didn't want to like party or anything like that. I had already done that.
that. Mm.
I mean, not to say I didn't go out and have fun. I still did that now, but
For clarification, I was not lame in college, but I wasn't a clubber either. I didn't go to clubs.
nah, no, I said I went to clubs.
Mm-mm.
I was out and I got into everywhere for free. I never paid to get into anywhere. Shout out to people who let me in for free. Thank you. But yeah, got in for free. And so it for my freshman year, literally, probably I slowed down maybe my senior year, but probably to my senior year. So to your point, everybody like that never did anything in college, I was friends with. And so now they were starting to like go out and have fun. And I'm like, I already did that.
I think it's a whole different type of going out when you're an adult than when you're in college because one, you have money. You can do things that you can't really like college. If we went out, yeah, we would go to what's the place called? It changed its name so many times. If you're listening to this and you went to college with me, tell me the name. Oh, I just
What
remembered it, but
college
I'm not
did
gonna
you
say
go
it.
to again? HBCU?
Oh, yes, I went to HBCU, Fayetteville State University in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So if you're listening to this, you went to Fayetteville State, tell me the name of the club that changed its name like every couple of years, every year. And
Y'all only had one?
DM me. No, we had different clubs, but there was one club that just it was just always changing his name, always changing his name. Tell me the club, tell me the name, DM it to me, and I will cash app you some money.
We talking money now. Ebony won't. Note that Ciera said it. Ebony
Yes.
won't. Don't look
Yes.
at me.
Oh yeah, DM me at Raven with two N's, Raven with love, and tell me the name of the club that literally changes name like every single year, just about. And I will DM you. I mean, I won't DM you. I will cash app you. I ain't even gonna tell you the amount. It don't even matter.
And use
You
the
gonna have some
code
more money.
word HBCU.
The code word.
Hmm.
They gotta tell me the answer.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Put in when you send that, say HBCU, and then that's your code word to know that you know that you saw this podcast.
Oh, I figured they'd be like, "Hey, you know the name of the club was blah." And I'd be like, "Dang, there go my money." But yeah, I will cash app you a little bit. I got a few coins, but yeah, I was kind of, I just kind of went to school, went to class, stuff like that. But as an adult in your 20s, you got money now. You want to go to happy hours. You want to hang out with your friends. You did the club thing on the weekends. The lounge thing when the word club didn't sound cool anymore. So you start going to lounges and hookah
Mm-hmm.
bars. Like they're the same thing. But yeah, but I want to go back to you when you said you turned 30 because you were just like so before me. Like you're just so
Wait, but let me say, I did go clubbing in my 20s and it was fun. Like, I feel like it's a difference because you get with your friends and you all get dolled up and you all go in each other's rooms and you go out. And I was going out for free. I've never paid for a drink and never paid to get in anywhere. So,
that's
though I
fair.
did not have money because I was broke, let's be clear, it was still a good time.
In college.
Hmm.
Okay.
I went out after college too. More so when yeah, a little bit here and there, not a ton, but back to 30.
Okay. So when you turned 30, I thought I chuckled a little bit because you're like you wanted to take the trip, the
Hmm.
big 30 dirty trip, and you had invited all your friends, and then you only had one friend go.
Yes.
So tell me how many friends did you start with that said they were gonna go, and when did the last one back out? And how did the one that was still there, like, did they try to make your trip even better because they know all you went through with people backing out? Like, just tell me the story of the back out situation because everybody's gone through that. where they plan something and at the last minute you're down to like you
Hmm.
might have started with 20, you're down to like 4, and now you're gonna how you gonna do the cost and everything. So tell us about that.
Yeah, and sometimes you want to fight friends, right? Because listen, so I was on the internet searching for this hotel. I wanted to go to this breakfast hotel. It was new at the time. I actually just went there for the first time, not the same one, but the actual one of the hotels this past summer. But I wanted to go to this new hotel. It was supposed to be adults only, all inclusive. I had, I want to say I invited, and this might be me overshooting, but maybe like five, six, no more than 8 friends. So I had a group of
Okay.
friends that I invited. Everybody's like, hey, yeah, I'm coming. Count me in. You know, this is right when you're planning, right? So honestly, like the month of, that's when everybody started dropping like flies. Like, oh, no, I can't come. You knew in advance.
How much was it? Was it a lot? Was it
No,
like
I want to say it was like 800, 900.
okay.
It wasn't a lot
Okay.
of money. It was an all inclusive. You were just
Okay.
paying for your flight and splitting rooms with people. So it
Did
wasn't
that
a ton
include
of money.
the 800 included the flight? That was everything?
Yes, yeah, yeah, it was
Okay.
meant to be. Let's say it was nine, eight, nine,
Oh yeah,
right?
okay.
That did include the
It was
flight.
under 1,000.
Hmm. It was
Okay.
under 1,000. So people started backing out like flies, and so I'm like, dang, I'm turning 30, and so my best friend actually, I know he wanted to back out so bad. I know he did, because you're the last person, and you're like, I hope Ebony really don't go on this trip. However, he did come. We ended up, I used hotel points that I had, and the total trip amongst the both of us probably was like $600. So we probably split it and paid like three something a piece, and that included our flight because I got
Mhm.
the rooms really cheap because I had hotel.com points.
Mhm.
Because of my job at the time, I traveled like 95% of the time, so I had points. Um, so we had a really good time, and I'm pretty sure he was like, okay, like the swimming with the dolphins. He was like, no, we got to go. You've been talking about it for a long time.
Mhm.
So yeah, we still had fun. I wish other people would have came, but
Do you remember the excuses they were giving you when they started backing out?
I do not. I don't. But probably the typical excuses like, oh, I can't come. I don't have the money. Like, I don't even know if anybody directly said it. They don't have the money
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they try to come up with stuff like, I have to work, I can't get off that weekend, or,
though. Lying.
I got my kid, or, oh, why I keep on doing this? Hold on, sorry.
But you know what's so funny? Sometimes you see
I
how
keep,
much people appreciate or want to come for stuff for you because then when it's somebody else's turn, they show up for them and you're like, but you didn't come to my birthday. Okay, cool.
I did see that where it's like, pay attention to where where people show up to, like
Hmm.
what they go to and what they don't go to. So like if basically I can't remember the exact words, but basically like if they say they can't come hang out with you, but you see them other places, that says a lot.
It
Um
does.
and sorry, I unplugged my microphone. That is the second I've done that in the past 2 episodes. So I don't know if that's a thing now. So I didn't hear a part of what you said because my earphones are attached to the microphone.
Hmm.
But yeah, what I was saying is like people give like really whack excuses. So I wanted to know if you remembered any of them. And I've had people who have canceled like the day of, and I have never planned like a trip that would involve getting on an airplane, going to all inclusive. For my 30th birthday, me and my best friend, we went to Dominican Republic together, just the two of us,
That's nice.
because like we weren't even going to involve anybody else because we didn't want to have to deal with that. Her birthday's in December, my birthday is in October, and we went in August, so we neither of us were 30.
Yeah.
um
That sounds like a good time though.
it was a good time.
When
And
is her
then
birthday?
the 21st.
Oh, close to Christmas time.
And then the local like group of people, what I ended up doing was I rented a cabin in Lake Anna, which is in Spotsylvania, Virginia, a couple hours away from here, like near Virginia, Fredericksburg. Um, and like it got down towards the end, and still a good amount still showed up, but I was like, dang, because as each of these people, I think one, two, three backed out, and I think still there was like five that came. It ended up being one of those situations that um now that changes the cost for everybody.
It does.
But I ate the cost because it's not their fault that somebody backed out
True.
for their price to go up. And for you to say, like, if you're planning to come and say it's like a $20 thing,
Hmm.
and then my friends that you may know, but you're not friends with, and they back out, that would be kind of wrong for me to be like, all right, well, here now, sorry, it's 65. Um, I just, I don't do my,
It's not right, but I feel like I'll be doing it with my like. Well, I don't really plan a ton of stuff, so if I do plan, I don't plan a ton of stuff because I don't like having to like the expectation for people to come and then they don't show up.
Mhm.
That's why I don't plan a ton of stuff. But I do try to go to something that someone else has. Like if I tell you I'm coming, 9 times out of 10 I'm coming. The only way I won't is if I promise somebody that I was doing something before. You know, that's the only way I won't show up.
But in those cases, you would have already told them you weren't coming, right? So like
No,
if you wouldn't double book yourself and not show up to something because you already told the first person you were coming, you would just the second person would already know you had something, so you wouldn't like just not
oh
come.
yeah, I might say like, hey, such and such asked me before. I'm gonna try to come, but if I can't, this is why, or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what happens. Like I ate the cost on that, but
That's that's
and
that's very nice of you. That's very nice.
that's what friends do because I would want them to do the same thing for me. Now, like if we're all like all of us are best friends and we hang out all the time and people start backing out, you ain't gonna come. Also, like when my best friend, she wanted to have a birthday party last year for her 35th.
Hmm.
And it was like 300 or something. I can't remember what it was. Everybody backed out because COVID got bad again after right after Thanksgiving. And you know what? I still sent her the $300. I said, treat yourself to something because it's like just because we didn't go, like I had already given her the money to go, and
Hmm.
then I made the decision not to go. And I didn't want to change everyone else's costs because I didn't want to go, down and get exposed to anything. That was my decision. I still sent her the money. And then later on the other ones backed out too. So she didn't even have to, she didn't do the trip, but she still had the money because it's like it was my decision. I think people should be considerate of other people. Like if you back out or you say you're going to come somewhere and you don't come, remember they're planning something like they might be giving goodie bags and they bought stuff for you or they put money down for a dinner or
See,
something. You never know. So you shouldn't be stingy with your money and not like compensate them in some way.
no,
So
I think that's true, but I also have to. I make sure people come in because if not, I just say I'm gonna go ahead without you. And if you decide to come later, you just go ahead and get your. Sorry guys, I was moving my seat. If you heard that, you go ahead and just get your own room, and we can go from there. It'll be nice to see you.
you just book for yourself.
Hmm.
Oh. But if you're doing a house, like say if you're, well, we haven't been doing hotel rooms that much. We did do it when we went to the beach this year, but usually it's getting a house, getting an Airbnb. So you book one big enough for everybody. And that's what she was doing too, is booking one so that we would all have our own rooms. We'd all have our plenty of space. So in those
Hmm.
cases, like if somebody backs out, you can't get an Airbnb like the week you want to go. Like you've got
Yes.
to get it in advance. And so that's kind of how we travel. And we've been traveling that way.
Well,
So
that's why I didn't go last year for my birthday. I wanted to go to Denver and get a Airbnb, and everybody was backing out, and so I was just like, okay, well, I just won't go. I mean, I can go by myself, and
mhm.
but that wouldn't be as fun. So
Right. So yeah, I think that I know we're talking about life after 30,
yeah, sorry.
but I think it's something to really like talk about because one, I'm going to do a shameless plug. Again, go back and listen to our episode from last week about friendships, but as you become more of an adult, as you age, as you mature, um you have to sometimes take yourself out of it and you have to put the other person in it.
Hmm.
There's got to be a time where you stop being so selfish
Hmm.
because that's like a childish mindset to me. So if you can't come to something or you can't make it or whatever, like even if someone's having a birthday party or a wedding or um a bar mitzvah, I don't know, a quinceanera, a housewarming, whatever, if you can't make it and you're invited, do you think that that person, the person that's invited, is still obligated to send a gift? What are your thoughts on that?
Question. So if I'm invited somewhere, it depends on how close of a friend we are, right? So if I'm invited to
I
like a
invited you
baby,
to my wedding or
you
my
invite
bridal shower.
you invite me to your bridal shower and I am unable to make it, I probably will still send you a gift. Yeah. But everybody's not like that.
Probably, or you would probably. Which one?
I don't know if I've ever thought about it or ever came across that situation. So
Because I think the average person thinks that, oh, hey, I can't make it. So since I'm not there, I don't need to send anything because I'm not there to celebrate with you. I think that's what the average person, like, we don't really sit there and think like, hey, wait, I'm not going, but this event is still happening without me. This person is still being celebrated. I should send something in my absence. So
I'm pretty sure I've done that before though. I'm trying to think back. I trying to pull stuff out of my memory bank, but I'm pretty sure I've done that before. And if I haven't, then I just wasn't thinking at the time to like still send a gift or still send something, you know.
yeah.
It'll be, yeah, it has to be something like on the forefront of my mind, like, oh, let me make sure I send them a gift.
Yeah, so I mean, I can go ahead and be completely transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that wasn't my thing. Like if someone invited me somewhere and I couldn't make it, of course, I didn't think it. I'm not there. I'm not there to hand you this gift. I'm not there to give you this gift card. Um, thanks for the invite. You probably invited me just for more gifts. Like I don't
You know
care.
what? I'm lying because I was invited to a housewarming. I could not go, and I sent a gift through someone else recently, actually.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, back to what I was saying.
No, I had that. I told you I was trying to get my memory bank together. I'm like, I know I've done that before.
So I don't usually growing like not growing up, but like in my early 20s, 30s, I never thought about it. It just never occurred to me to send something for something that I couldn't be invited to. And this is not a what's right or what's wrong. And um there's no judgment for the people who do it and who don't do it. But I'm just coming to the realization that I did not used to do it, but I really, really wanted to go to a wedding this summer and I couldn't go because the price was really high for the flights because they're out of control. And I haven't even been on a flight since
Yeah, the flights
January
are
of
crazy.
2020. So a little scared about that. And the hotel was completely booked. So I would have had to get a rental car and drive 30 minutes. So it just financially, it didn't make sense. And plus I had just, had some things I really had to pay for
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't expecting. So I didn't go. Um, but I did send a gift. I didn't send the gift for I think 2 months later off the registry. But I was like, you know what? They did invite me. Like that meant they wanted me to be there. They wanted me to share in the moment with them. I wasn't there. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna send a gift. It may be late, but it came. But before that, I never even thought about it. So happy nuptials to my friends, Joara and Clarice. But yeah, I couldn't make the wedding, but I definitely sent a gift after the fact. And I started thinking, I was like, huh,
And I'm lying because
I
I've
wonder.
I've done that before. Somebody invited me to a baby shower and I couldn't make it, and I sent a gift.
You, Ebony, you didn't lie because you didn't say
But I
that you
couldn't
didn't
remember.
do
I just
it.
could. I
So
know what
it's like
I
you're like right now. It seems like you're trying to defend yourself. Like I did it, I did it, I did it. You never said you didn't, so you don't
no,
have to
okay,
say it
okay.
every time that you
I just
say it.
want to make sure like I am a good friend. I be trying to send gifts to people, but I know I did it, but I was just like, when did I? Twice recently. So and probably
That's
still.
good. So that was my first time that I can remember in with a clear mind. Most other events I actually do go to. There's not usually a time where I'm not able to go. So when I go, you're gonna get something. But the one I really could not go and could not make it to that was the one time that I do remember sending something and I sent it late, but I still sent it. Um, so yeah, just something to just think about. Like just think about, do you do it? Do you not do it? Again, there's no right, there's no wrong. It's your own prerogative.
Mhm.
It's how you want to do things, or they're your friends. Whether you send a gift or you don't send a gift, they're probably still gonna love you because this gift is a gift. It's not the true essence of your friendship. So but just something to think about when you get older.
Hmm.
Start putting other people first. Like, hey, I could be spending this money to go to dinner, but hey, you know what? My friend just got married, or my friend just, is having a baby. Let me just randomly send her
Hmm.
something just because I'm gonna put her before my stomach.
And I will say it is stressful for me to like get people gifts, so I appreciate a registry. When my friend moved into a house, like I knew what I wanted to get. I'm like, oh, I usually get people X, Y, and Z, so I'm gonna get this.
Mhm.
But in the baby shower was easy because it's a registry, right? But if it's like somebody's birthday, I'm sitting there with the card. I got to read the card. I got to make sure it's something that I actually would say. It's so stressful, but
Mhm. I
for me.
love giving gifts. Like I used to do Secret Store, and I would get like the best gifts, and I'm like, dang it, I want to keep this. I don't even want to give this to her. Like I want to keep it. Um and that's how you know you have a good gift, when you get
Hmm.
something that you really really like. And I got folded some good things for her birthday, and I wanted to keep all of it. It was the last ones in the store too. I was like, ooh, she ain't never gonna know, but I want her to match. So I got her like this. I got her. I'm gonna tell your business, girl. I got her like this little purse backpack, which was just so her, but then it had like the matching hat, and it was a
Hmm.
really good fall, like
Material.
maroon color. But it
Hmm.
was the last set, and I think there was one other thing that came with it, and I was like, dang it. But they didn't come together. Like I picked them together, but they were all the same color. You know how Target be like match it. And I'm like, ooh, I would be so cute. And that's like our favorite season. I was like, ooh, I would be so cute. This is only one. I can't get it because I'm gonna have to give it to her. She was like, "Oh, this is so cute." I'm like, "Well, have you used it yet?" Because if you ain't gonna use it, give it back, okay? Because I
Well,
really wanted that.
well, that's a whole nother podcast. We'll come back and talk about like giving people gifts and finding out that they don't use it or they never opened it. That's a whole other thing.
Mm, yeah, I don't have too many stories about that though. You know people who didn't open your gifts or use your
I,
gifts?
well, I know one story. Particular, I tell
Oh,
on my sister. I bought her a ring light. She still has not yet to use the ring light. Every time I call her, she's like, the kids have my ring light. I need to, get it. And I'm like, it's been a year. It's been almost 2 years.
so they're using it. She's not using it.
No, but she's never even like, I bought it specifically for a reason because she wanted to do like YouTube videos. I specifically bought it for that. Even if she would have plugged it up, took one picture, she never even opened the box. I don't even know who opened the box. So
So yeah, but my question is, someone it's not. It is being used. It's just
it
not.
is being
She's
used.
not using it.
Correct.
Okay,
I mean, I can't get mad because
they having fun with it,
yeah.
and she probably just not in the mood for the YouTube. Because I said I was gonna start a YouTube page too. I just ain't did it yet.
Well, no, every time I talk to her, she brings up the light. And I'm like, either stop bringing it up. Like, at this point, it's old news, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
the light is kind of, I mean, it's not expensive, but it's not cheap either for a light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I just
I'm
remember one
I,
time
I'm not mad about it, but
you know,
no, because at least it's being
sound a little
like,
frustrated. Like, girl, this was for you and
what?
you're not using it.
No, I'm mad that you keep bringing it up, and I know for a fact that you ain't used it. Like, just let it die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm at least my nieces and nephews, they're using it. So
yeah, that's good. It's getting used. It's not just
sitting
collecting dust in the
collect, yes.
corner. Like all my gifts right now, they're just collecting dust. I need to do something with my life. I need to just take like a week off and just like do stuff to this house because I feel like I just when I'm home I don't feel like doing anything. When I go to work during the day, and when I get home I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here. But I got stuff to do. I do. Anyway, so we have talked a little bit about turning 30, how our bodies felt when we turned 30, what we did on our 30th birthday to celebrate.
Oh, you want to
Um,
talk about one more thing with your bodies after turning 30? I'll say it just quickly. Just like if you're gonna either like have one, you got a 2 drink maximum. Don't have no more than that. You got to get up and do stuff the next day. It don't. It's different.
so, you know what? I have been blessed in the ability to drink alcohol and not have hangovers, not be tired, not have a headache, not, what is it, light sensitivity? I don't know what be happening when people have hangovers, but I haven't had them. And
How much do you drink? This is the question.
the one time, and my friends can tell you, I had the best 27th birthday at Ozio's in
Mhm.
DC off Connecticut Avenue, I think. And it is a rooftop. cigar bar.
Okay.
And so I got a section. I had some bottles. I don't know what we had. It was like vodka. I could post pictures of this. This party was epic. Okay. I drank so much, day party style, so much,
Okay.
smoking hookah. Wow, having a good old time my 27th. Next thing you know, my friend, he told me some news. Quentin, I still remember. He told me some news and I immediately threw up. And next thing you know, I was like, just drunk hit me. Like I ran to the bathroom, calling the porcelain gods for a long time. My line sisters held me down. Vanessa, you was there. You walked me down the 4 flights of stairs. Latrice pulled up in the Lex in the alley. She's like, no, we going out the back door. No one's gonna see her like this. So we pulled. I do remember coming out the back alley, which I didn't even know how we even got to the back alley. Dropped me in the car. We went to the hotel. I went to sleep. Day party, remember? So I ended up waking up at like 9 p.m. regular, just ready. Woke up. I was like, so when we going out? They're like, what? You don't feel you was throwing up, you was doing this, you was doing that. I said, yeah, but I'm good now. Let's go out. I was refreshed. I was ready to party. But they were like, no. So then we went downstairs. There was a 7-Eleven at the bottom of the hotel, and we got pizza, slices of pizza, and went back upstairs. 7-Eleven pizza, which is not the best pizza.
I mean, listen.
But that I drank a lot that day, and it's just like my body, I don't know, maybe I'm blessed with this extra fat, but my body does not, I don't, even if I'm tipsy, even if the room is spinning, even the first time I ever got drunk, I didn't even know what drunk was, and I was taking shots back to back of Burnett's and
The
something
college
else.
days.
My ex-boyfriend, he got me, he set me up for the okie doke. I didn't know what drunk meant. And then we were taking these shots. I sat on the bed, and then I just laid down. And as soon as my head hit the pillow, the room started spinning. I said, is this it? And then I started crying. I was like, I gotta pee. I gotta pee. Like, and my bathroom was like right there, but I couldn't even walk. So he had to walk me to the bathroom so I can go to the bathroom.
And this is your
And
first time drinking?
ever in my entire life. I didn't drink until I was like almost 22 years old. And I didn't have a mixed drink. It was shots of Burnett's, and I cannot remember the other bottle. And I wish I can ask him. God rest his soul. But that I remember it being Burnett's, and then we had like Hawaiian Punch too, like between as the chaser. It was bad. But the room was spinning, and that's when I realized what drunk felt like and what drunk meant, because I never even thought about it. And yeah, I didn't even get a hangover off of that. So like I've just been blessed. But I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I used to go hard in the paint. But I will say now I'm not taking shots of tequila. I don't drink tequila. I stay away from vodka. Like I know my limits. I will do some Hennessy. I'm gonna do some wine. I might do a mixed drink, a mojito, put tequila if it's in a margarita. But like I'm not doing shots no more. That will probably. I think I'm too old for shots. I think I've passed after 30. I think you're done with shots.
Unless it's somebody's birthday, right?
No, even in a birthday, I'd be like, can we get a lemon, what is it called? What's the
Lemon
lemon one?
drop.
Give me a lemon drop. Yes.
That used to be my drink of choice in my 20s. I used to drink vodka sours, lemon drops. I don't do that anymore. And my first time I ever got drunk, I think I was 18. That was first time drinking alcohol, and it was moonshine.
Oh yeah, you said that you told us about that one
Yes, and
time.
I never again. I got way too many other stories to tell, so I won't even bore you because it's one too many times of
Drinking
like in college.
moonshine.
No, drinking and
Oh,
stories.
oh.
The first time I ever got drunk in college, me and my friends, maybe this is the first time we went out to a club this night, and they decided, I think it's like Smirnoff or something. We couldn't have alcohol on campus, so they poured it into like a little cranberry juice bottle, right? And
Right.
then so we halved each and then poured the juice in. I don't even know if we had that much juice. And we just chugged it because the club was closed. Got to the club, got in the club.
That's when it kicked in.
Kicked in hard.
That's how it gets you. Just kick it out of nowhere.
And I was taking pictures with people, and all I know, I was like, I gotta throw up. I went to the trash can, went in the trash can, and a couple of my friends, they was like, here, drink this water. And I was like, I'm not gonna go out like this, my first college party. So I got myself together. Night was fine.
That's good.
And everybody, nobody was looking at me crazy or anything like that. Everybody was like, "You'll be good. Just drink this water, and
Yeah,
you'll be
just drink
fine."
some water. You'll be all right.
Hmm.
But yeah, drinking. Yeah, I do agree. A lot of people are like, no, we can't do alcohol the way we used to because we got to get up and go to work. And like back in the day, I guess people would drink like every day. If I did drink, it would be more of a weekend thing. So I wasn't going to work anyway. But yeah, you might need a day between now. If you really want to go hard in the paint, it's going to have to be like the Saturday so you can recover on
Hmm.
Sunday, or the Friday so you
Now
can
you
recover on
need
Saturday.
Friday so
Like
you
you
can do
can't do a
Saturday.
Sunday. Like these brunches, you can't do bottomless if you, I mean, I can, but you might not be able to do a bottomless and think you're going to go to work on Monday morning at be in the seat at 7 o'clock. You might not make it until 8:30.
Because let me tell you one thing about this DC bottomless. Listen, when you have got unlimited drinks because you want to get your money's worth and you got 2 hours to drink, get an Uber. That's all.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah, they actually put. I know places that put vodka in their
Really?
mimosas, so it's not just champagne and
Didn't know that.
orange juice. There's vodka in it. One of my favorite places that closed down now, but they used to. And I was like, oh, that's why it's so good. So yeah, just a little vodka. But anyway, so we're still moving through our 30s. We're
Hmm.
enjoying the changes that our bodies are doing, our minds are doing, our
Definitely
spiritually
changing the title of this episode and using the title for something else. So
using the title.
for something else, because I feel like we've gotten off reshaping your life. So using the title for something else, another episode.
Oh, I mean, but we are kind of talking about reshaping like the things that have changed since we've turned 30.
Okay.
Our mindsets have changed when it comes
Hmm.
to like, friends, giving friends, having trips. Our bodies have changed because our metabolism feels different, our bones feel different, our ligaments ain't the same. We're not as flexible, we're not as active, even though we keep telling
Hmm.
ourselves, let's be active, let's be active. I'm gonna start working out. That lasts for maybe a couple weeks, and then you're like, you know what, I have life, I have bills, I have work, I
Hmm.
have um other obligations with other things. So yeah, we've definitely talked about how our lives have been reshaped since we've turned 30.
Change
So
a lot. Another thing that has changed is because we've talked about this prior to the this episode, but I was telling a friend about that we were doing this episode, and she wanted me to also slide in that we definitely settle more in our 30s than we realize. So if you think
mm-hmm.
about, like you were saying earlier, all of these dreams and aspirations and things that we thought,
Mm-hmm.
hey, go back to your 20s and think about how you thought life was going to be at 30. Wrong, wrong, and more wrong, right? It's not life doesn't always turn out the way you want to, you
Mm-hmm.
want it. And a lot of times you have to be realistic and say, like, dang, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, hopefully it's better, but a lot of times it's just different, right? And so within that is different. Sometimes people find themselves settling on jobs. I've been at this job for 5 years. I feel like I just need to stay. It's all of my skill sets are at this job. I don't want to apply myself to do anything different. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe you're settling with relationships. So you're with a boyfriend that you've been with for 3 years and it's nice. Maybe not exactly the relationship you want, but
Mm-hmm.
it's comfortable and it's convenient. So you stay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what maybe you settle with family. You just say, okay, well, that's how my family is. That's how they always gonna be, you know and you find yourself settling a little bit more, bending. If we don't want to use the word settling, you bend a little bit more on things, on
Mm-hmm.
values, on principles when you get older.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I definitely can see that being a thing, especially like with the relationships and people getting comfortable and you know your worth,
Hmm.
but you don't really want to be by yourself. So you're just gonna deal with what's happening and just it's gonna be what it's gonna be. With work too, like, well, actually, not so much with work. I feel like our generation, we're not going to settle with work. I think that if you feel you're worth a certain amount and you're not getting that, or you're not getting the recognition that you want, you're going to leave to be happy. You're going to leave for more money, or you're going to leave for the recognition that you want. So I don't think our age range is going to settle on careers. I think older people will. They'll be like the same job for 50 years. I'm like, what? You've been doing the same thing for 50 years? We're not doing that. I don't think I'm not doing that. And a lot of the younger, I work with a lot of 20-year-old, like
Mhm.
late 20s, early 30s. And, I supervise them, but I can tell, like, since leaving my office and going to different offices and all,
Mhm.
like, they're leaving because they're feeling overworked. They're feeling like they're not being appreciated, or they're not getting promoted, so that they think they deserve a promotion. So they're out. So I think when it comes to careers, our age range, we're not gonna settle for that, but we will settle for a relationship. We will settle for
We
that
will
man or
settle
that
for a relationship.
woman.
You
Yeah.
know, I think to your point, a lot of people that I know won't settle for a job, but I do know some people that are like, do I really want to pivot? Do I want to really change? Me personally, if you're not valuing me, or I'm not gaining anything from this job, or if I don't see any value for me personally, I got to go, because you taking my time and my youth. But I do think there are some people who unfortunately are settling in their jobs, because maybe they just don't know how to switch,
Yeah.
especially if they've been there for a long period of time. But like you said, with relationships, I mean, we talk about relationships all the time on this podcast. And I always tell people, do not come out here. Do not come out here in this single life. It is not for the faint of heart. And a lot of times, sometimes you do have to kind of bend on these guys. Like, depending on where you live and what area you stay in, these guys are very different.
Bend in what way?
But I'm not in the what's the word I'm looking for? I ain't in the business of bending, so that's why I'm still single. However, I think sometimes you do, and I won't say I haven't, because I have talked to guys that I'm like, let me go on this one date to see, or let me go on this second date to see, but it wouldn't be something that I would normally do. So maybe you bend in the fact that you would go on a date with somebody that you normally would just say no to,
Mm.
because maybe you just want to see, maybe
What
you
it
haven't
can
been on a
be.
date in a while.
Mm.
Maybe you can want to see what it can be. So
And I think with that, I don't think that's bending, because that's just kind of coming out of your own comfort zone. Because your husband could be that one person you want to say no to because he's not your type, but that's who is sent for you. So I think bending, when I think of bending, and that's why I was like, what you talking about? I think of bending like, okay, this guy is treating you bad. Like he's not being the gentleman that you want. He's not pulling his weight. You're paying most of the bills. And you're like, you know what? We make about the same amount of money. He moved in with me, but yeah, I'm gonna pay most of the bills just because it's easier, because this was my house first, and I'm just gonna let him kind of live off. And if he takes us to dinner, I might pay, he might pay. That's bending to me, because you're not really you're worth more than that, and so you're not standing up for what you deserve. But just going on a date with somebody, I think that's being courageous, and that's what you need to do, is go out with those people that may not be what you think you want, because like Pastor Todd says, like, you never know who God is sending you. He
true.
may not be who's on the list you're supposed to tear up, may not be the guy that's for you. And if you keep that list and you keep like, oh well, he wear glasses, I don't want nobody that has glasses and is 5'7", so I ain't gonna go out with him. He could be the king of your world, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So based off of that, I think bending, using it loosely, we have different definitions or different examples. But sis, if you're out there and someone wants to take you out, if there's any bit of chemistry, physical attraction, anything,
Those two are important.
just try it out. Just see, because you just never know.
It's
You
true.
just never know. But if he's shacking up in your house, or you taking him to work, or he taking you to work and then using your car all day, and he ain't got no job, or
Run.
he's allowing you to be the man of the household, Don't do that. That's bending. And you're making it
Mhm.
harder for the rest of us. Because when you eventually do break up with him, he gonna go out in his world thinking that it's okay. And he gonna try it on the next one. And the next one may be me. And that's not okay. So
Not, not the next one, maybe you.
yeah. So that just stops our arguments from even happening if you just put your foot down. Let's ladies together, let's gather ourselves and put our
Sis,
feet
do
down
it.
and don't bend.
You need a shirt that says, "Sis, do it for me." Sis,
Yes.
do it for me. Like, go ahead and
Yes.
go ahead and end that right now. Bring it on.
Mm, yeah. So
Don't even settle.
but what other items did she say that we were bending?
We talked about jobs. We talked about friends, family.
Oh, family,
Um, even sometimes with fun. Like I feel like as an adult, we don't have fun
oh,
as much as we used to.
we did talk about this right before we hit the record
Mhm.
button, but I was like, baby, me, I'm going to have my fun. I'm still going to get it in. Um, and I was just talking to my friend. I was like, yeah, so how far is Linganore from me? And my friend just sent me these tickets for this event, and it's $40 on September 11th. I should go. He's like,
Why is there so many events on September 11th?
it's a Saturday, and the summer's
Okay.
ending. Um, and he was like, aren't you supposed to be saving money? I was like, oh, am I? He's like, didn't you say that? I was like, I did. I did say I wanted to start saving some money. But I went to brunch, WNBA game this past weekend, went and got a donut that cost $4 between the two of those things, went to dinner that same night. Like I spent a pretty penny just on Saturday night alone. I'm like, dang, it's in a pandemic. I kept my mask on, double
Mm-hmm.
mask at the basketball game. But yeah, I still will find a way to have fun. But I'm gonna try to, I told him I'm gonna try to have fun in the house. He's right. I don't need to go to this winery thing. I'm probably still gonna buy a ticket and go. But if you're listening, stop listening now, sir, because I'm gonna buy this ticket and I'm gonna go. But thank you for reminding me that I told you that I was going to save money even though I don't, because I still want to have fun. Like you're only going to be 35 once.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's inviting you, if something's going on,
Sorry.
why not just go? Why not just enjoy yourself?
My legs sticking to the seat. I was
Yes,
trying
but
to be cute about it, but go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, for the people who can't see her, yeah, she wants you to know her legs are sticking to the seat, and she was just smiling kind of awkwardly. I know that listeners can't see, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have questioned
The
it.
mic would have picked up me moving, so I wanted to make sure I said that, like, I'm moving. That's
Oh,
the noise you hear.
okay. I didn't hear it though. I didn't hear
uh,
the skin. I didn't hear
okay,
the skims.
you don't.
I heard that, but I was actually talking. So with
Oh,
me
it covered it
talking,
up. Okay.
I didn't hear it while I was talking. So yeah, you would have been good, girl. But your face, you was giving an awkward smile that the people who are watching on YouTube would have seen it, but the listeners would have had no clue.
Okay, cool. Next
But
time, I just make sure you talking when I do it.
yeah, or maybe you can like put a towel down there,
Mm-hmm.
or like a blanket, something, or a pillow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your booty gets nice and like fluffed in from the pillow.
Yeah,
I
and I got on shorts today, so that's probably why it's making this noise. My actual legs and the oil is sticking to the chair.
Where'd you go today in shorts? It was hot. It was 90 like 5 degrees outside,
No, I
but
just been around the house. I ain't going nowhere.
oh, okay. I thought you was out there. You like getting a little sun rays because it was a hot day, walking or
I
something.
did walk early this morning though, but it wasn't in shorts.
Oh, okay.
It was nice
Cool.
before it got
Cool.
hot.
It was hot. It was hot, 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 hot. All right. Well, I think we talked a lot about the 30s. I know next up is our 40s coming. I'm halfway there. I'll be 36 soon, so I'll be a little bit over halfway there. And I guess I'm excited for the 40s. I wasn't one of those people like, oh, I'm 30, I'm gonna die.
Oh
Like
God, I don't
I
know. I
didn't.
don't know. 40 scares me more than 30.
I wasn't one of those people who looked at the number and got like nervous or anything. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good year for a party. Like this is
Okay.
a good, nice round number. And the same thing with 35. I was like, oh, I'm about to be 35. Yes, this is a party year. It's a major year. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Well, I do birthdays all the time anyway. So I'm gonna do the same thing for 36. Don't know what I'm gonna do. But 40, we're gonna turn up for my flirty 40.
All right,
Um,
40.
in a few years, in 4 years. But yeah, so we'll see what happens between now and 40 and how our bodies feel, how our mindset has changed.
I think I've
Um,
been learning a lot in my 30s, unlearning stuff,
Mm-hmm.
trying to unlearn stuff, learning more about myself at 30,
Mm-hmm. I think
start be more aware of things. Yeah.
you were aware when you turned 30. And you just it's yourself. I think 30s are the years where they're the most important because you're
Mhm.
becoming into an adult, you're getting married, you're having kids, you're buying homes, you're buying cars. Like you're really, so many life changes are happening in your
Mhm.
30s where you have no choice but to rediscover yourself
Yeah,
and to become the person that you're going to be. So
it's
it's
true.
exciting years. And then 40 is like, okay, it's kind of like the same, but you're a little more solid. And then 50s, you're like, okay, well, I'm getting ready to retire. So I'm gonna coast a little bit and just live life. And then 60s, 70s, 80s, you don't retire and do whatever. So, but I'm trying to retire before the 60s. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Yeah, I had 40 in my mind, but 40 sounds really, really young. But I still was like, let me retire at 40. Like, I don't want to work anymore. I want to
You can
just
do it.
be. Yeah.
You can do it. Get that business started, get them stocks or something going and make that money. So by the time you're 40, you got a little nice little nest egg. Or marry rich. Who knows?
Hey, hey.
If you haven't listened to our last episode, I
That's
would
what
go
I
back
want.
right now and listen because we do talk about a guy who Ebony, one of her family members, brought to her attention. And if you want to know what we thought or what we talked about in
Oh,
the last episode,
yes.
go back. It wasn't a blind date type situation, but it's kind of like a virtually blind date type thing. And I'm just thinking about that because I'm like Mary Rich and someone who's in a type of a industry that can bring that lifestyle to you could be right around the corner and you don't even know it. Could be a friend of a friend, a friend of a cousin, a friend of a foe. Would you
Mm-hmm.
date a friend of a foe though? I don't know if I would date a friend of a foe
No.
because I feel like if you're friends with them, then there's something wrong with you. But anyway,
And so, and I want to throw out there. So since y'all watching and we both single, if y'all know anybody, I like my cousin did. Thank you, cousin. Um, though it didn't pan out, but thank you for considering me. So if you guys know anybody that's preferably over 30, that's single, nice looking, you know, send us a little DM, a little email,
she
a little
said,
text.
she said, hit us up in the inbox if you know somebody who is single and available. Um, yeah,
And
that
ready
was
to
her
mingle.
shameless plug.
I know
Hint,
I was throwing it
hint,
out there.
hint. But
I feel like
if
we said on all podcasts and nobody writes us anyway, so it doesn't matter.
we haven't said it in a long time though, because we haven't really been
Okay.
talking about a relationship like us as relationships
Mhm.
that much. But when we were doing the relationship series, we definitely was like, so hint, hint, I'm single, ready to mingle. Holla at your girl. My DM is at Raven. No, just kidding. But yeah, we haven't. I know listeners did enjoy the times we talked about relationships, and especially I
Mhm.
haven't been asked multiple times do we want a male perspective to come on and talk about this, talk about that relationship wise? I'm like, we don't need y'all because y'all wrong anyway. So why we don't need y'all. But if that's what the listeners want, maybe we can do that.
Yeah. Bring someone else on. Let us know if you have any ideas.
Maybe even do a blind virtual date on here. So like we can be talking on the podcast and then I can give the link to a guy or you can give a link to a guy and then he'll come
Mhm.
on and do the introductions and then I'll back away and be like, Ebony, go ahead. This is your first date. How are you gonna react? How's this gonna go? It's virtual. What y'all gonna talk about? And then y'all have y'all date and we just listen. Or I can do the same thing and they can.
Okay, I was waiting for you to put
Either
your
way.
stuff out there too. So it's gonna be like a two
Yeah,
person
that's
thing.
I
Okay.
was saying like either you can invite someone or I can invite someone and then we
Mm-hmm.
can we can do it and like but because I'm saying it to you, it would be sounding stupid if I was like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna have my first date and y'all are gonna listen. Like, no, we would kind of like I do the introductions. Hey Ebony, this is Brian. Brian, this is Ebony. Brian is my friend from college. Cool, go. I would y'all do. And then we would just sit there and watch. No, that would be a really weird
Be
episode.
awkward. However, I've already brought somebody on a podcast that I was talking to. I don't even talk to them anymore. So
Yeah, but that's just one guy, so it's fine. We can do it again.
All right. Well, if you guys are interested in Ciera and I both doing virtual dating via this podcast, let us know. Ciera's idea. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yes, yes.
If you have anybody, if you want
yes.
to be the person, let us
If
know.
you want to be the person for the virtual date, I like that. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking like, somebody that we knew.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're listening and you want to go on a virtual date with us,
Oh
whether
God.
live on the podcast or one-on-one, it's up to you. Um, you
Share
know
with
how
a
to reach us.
friend.
Yeah, you know how to reach us. You just send us a DM at the group. Wait, wrong one. I was like at
Wrong.
the real play. At the Real Play Podcast, or the Real Play Podcast at gmail.com,
Mm-hmm.
and we will see what's up.
See what's up.
But if you want to reach us individually for anything, you just want to chat about your 20s and your 30s, or maybe something we said resonated with you as far as like planning a trip and everyone backing out, or getting drunk for your first times, taking shots of Burnett's. Don't ever do that. If anything that we
Or
said,
moonshine. Don't do that.
or moonshine, was it shot? Oh, you don't mix moonshine with anything, so you just drank it up. Yeah.
Oh
So
no,
yeah.
it was mixed, but I didn't know how to.
Oh,
I didn't know about the ratio between juice and alcohol at that point.
oh, okay. Because I was about to say you drink that straight, then you was really gone. But if you had a little juice, you're
Mostly straight.
okay. But yeah, if anything we said, even if we talked about bending, like ladies, let's stick together. Let's not bend. Let's put our feet down and make these men do what they're supposed to do, or career wise, whatever.
Mhm.
Just you can always talk to us directly by sending us a DM at, for me, Raven with two N's, Raven with love, or you can reach Ebony at where?
Sorry, I was waiting for you to finish. Um, at Ebony D Johnson on Instagram. So
Yep, that's how you get to us. But like I said, go back and listen to our other episode. If you haven't listened to it about French, I think that you'll enjoy it. It was really good. And then go back and listen to all our other episodes too. But as we were talking about friends in our 30s, I think in this episode, I think going back to our last episode would be worth the while too. So it's
what
only an
about
hour.
your friends?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Set aside 58 minutes and go listen to it.
Yeah, listen to us while you're washing dishes, cleaning your house, driving in the car,
Yep. And
all of that.
all of that. And we will have something for you next Tuesday. Remember, every Tuesday, we're here for you
Yes,
as much as we can be.
we drop it.
Sometimes we don't drop it on a Tuesday, but we'll still have something for you in the
And
coming.
we have plenty of episodes to watch. If you've never seen this before, and this is your first time, welcome. We got plenty of episodes. Trust.
Yes. This is season 2, episode
55. I'm just kidding. I don't
no,
know.
I think this is gonna be 21
Okay.
of season 2. So yeah,
Wow.
we've been doing it. 2 seasons in, almost, over 20 for this season. So we're like little pros.
That's
And we've
crazy.
only been doing this since March of 2020. So, yep. Anyways, I ain't gonna hold y'all any much longer. I'm not gonna hold
Let's
y'all
go with
very
it.
much longer. So yeah, that's it.
All righty. Thank you guys for watching. If you're looking at us on YouTube, thank you guys for listening. If you're
Yep.
listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Anchor, wherever you're listening to us, thank you so much.
Don't forget to like,
share, comment, subscribe, please. We appreciate it. And we thank y'all. And you know what else? Leave us a comment below if you want us to have another. I don't know if you guys have ever joined. Ciera and I, we throw this virtual. It is either like a game night or just
a 90s party.
a 90s party. We all get on, we talk, we chat. It's a good time. I've not had a good time every time we've had one. So if we should do one of those, drop us a kind of emoji.
Drop us. Is there a dice emoji? I
Ooh.
don't know. I use my favorite emoji. I don't know what y'all be using, but I love the hug.
There is a dice emoji. Drop us a dice emoji.
Yeah, so if you want to do a game night or you want to do something virtual with us, um drop us the
Spam
dice.
us with these dice emojis and we will get it done.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. See ya.